Hey everyone, Harry here to talk about a really outrageous series of letters that the Republican National Committee sent to Democratic secretaries of state in 8 different states, accusing them of allowing non-citizens to vote in their state's elections. All right, let's start with the point, very well-known point. Non-citizens cannot vote. That's what it really means to become a citizen. You have these tearful naturalization ceremonies where new American citizens are thrilled that they will be able to vote in a United States election, etc. So it is elementary accepted. Non-citizens cannot vote. So the letters would seem to be leveling some pretty serious charges. I should not chortle. I mean, the Republicans are really, then this is the Republican National Committee, right? This isn't Elise Stefanik, as we talked about in the New York case. This is the official organ of one of the two main parties in this country, and they issue this tongue-wagging civics lessons to 8 different secretaries of state. Secretaries of state are generally responsible. This is state secretaries of state, not Anthony Blinken. And they are generally responsible for overseeing elections. And here's what the RNC writes. Time and again, we have seen Democrat officials oppose basic safeguards and dismantle election integrity provisions, intentionally opening the door to non-citizen voting in our elections. Okay, if you parse that carefully, it's already starts to be evident that they are really, whistling up a tree. There's no actual accusation they did anything, but time and again, Democratic officials are opposing basic safeguards. That would be like some of now we are talking about, say, Elise Stefanik in New York and their lawsuit to prohibit voting by mail or to be in favor of provisions that make it easier for people to vote, which of course Republicans love to portray as all about promoting fraud. And, this is all against a backdrop of a very clearly established record that the last set of elections and just in general are quite secure. And these widespread charges emanating from Donald Trump on down of all kinds of fraudulent votes by dead people, and repeat the kind of thing that Rudy Giuliani now owes $146 million for to the Georgia election workers, are just, total loads of crap. But it's their stock and trade. It's what they like to do. So we have seen Democrats oppose basic safeguards and dismantle election integrity provisions. That's just a way of saying the basic battles going on in different states where Democrats are trying to enfranchise more voters, and that would typically lead to more Democratic voters. And they're being opposed by Republicans based on the complete canard that somehow these would undermine election integrity. Okay, so read closely, and it's not really an accusation, then here are the basic facts. So the RNC and the Minneapolis GOP, once one of them went to, allegedly discovered that a single non-citizen legally residing in the U.S., but a non-citizen received a primary ballot in Minnesota. That is the basis of this whole charge and letters to secretaries of state in 8 states, and the accusation they are allowing non-citizens to vote in their state elections, that a single non-citizen but a legal resident, in fact, received a primary ballot. Guess what? It didn't even happen. They looked into it, and it was not right. It's bogus. So it was just hearsay in the first place. It's a false claim. But a false claim is something so trivial, right? That some non-citizen, a single one, may have received a ballot. That's the reason for this lecture that they are dispensing to 8 different secretaries of state. You know, the basic point here, there is really no evidence that non-citizens or otherwise ineligible voters are voting in mass. The whole kind of portrait that lies behind this sort of saber rattling is completely concocted and made up by Republicans, and the reason for it is precisely to try to push back, either gain legal opposition in Republican Supreme Courts or popular opposition along the lines of Trump's many confabulations about illegals, who are, you know, so often the kind of target for all his vituperation. But, you know, take a step back and think about it. We had supposedly one non-citizen get a ballot, and that turned out to be false. And that is the basis, the entire basis for these letters to 8 different secretaries of state, who presumably have tossed them in the garbage, but nevertheless generates a news report, a sort of meme out there that non-citizens are voting and the like, just part of the general rhetorical war of words trying to fight back against Democratic efforts not to get ineligible voters to vote, but to permit eligible voters to vote by in-mail voting and otherwise. So this, hopefully, if there's any kind of scrutiny or reason, will quickly fail, but it'll be succeeded in short order by similar kinds of charges, always dressed up as protecting election integrity. But that whole basis is just been shown again and again to be fiction. It's just a way to try to give some kind of defensible or legal-sounding justification for keeping out measures that would enfranchise more folks, and typically more Democrats. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.